So I took some time off from filming because it was Passover this past week and I was spending time with my family. I gotta say that virtual Seders are a little depressing, but better to have a virtual Seder than everybody getting sick, right? Right. So, as you can tell from two other videos I made, I am very aware of this whole Onision story, and honestly,
I have several questions.
yeah. So, whether you know or you don't know, Onision has made multiple videos where he showed his audience photos of girls and rated their bodies. And he said he was spreading body positivity. Oh boy, no. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of those girls in the videos were underage, and a lot of them were in their underwear. Repsion actually makes a video talking about this certain story of someone catching their 13-year-old daughter with a picture of herself on her iPad, like wearing barely any clothing with Onision's name written on her. Yeah, because there are underage girls in their underwear, does that count as child pornography? And can he get arrested for that? Or does the child have to be fully naked? This is kind of baffling to me. So, before this whole grooming thing started, Onision was married to a woman named Sky. And from what I know, Sky was only 1 year younger than him, which is nothing. Like, that's reasonable. So I'm just like, how did he go from that to wanting to be with underage girls? I mean, Shiloh, it might not have been about the age, but I just, it's such a dramatic switch in my mind. I don't get it. I don't know. As rhetorical as this question may be, considering how much of a manipulator he is, I still don't get it. Considering all the pain he put Shiloh through, all the abuse, shaving her head, not giving her the privacy she wanted, filming her having a seizure. How was he able to get Kai? How was he able to get Billy? How? And then between the first and second relationships that he had with Shiloh, he was with a woman named Adrian, and he actually said for the whole internet to listen to that because she had been with over 20 people before him, that meant that if he wanted to have sex with her, she couldn't say no. No, that's not how this works. I could not understand for the life of me how anyone could trust this man, love this man, want anything to do with this man. Just to be clear, I'm not saying that Sarah is stupid. I am not saying that Billy is stupid. And Kai, I mean, that's really debatable. I mean, considering how obsessed with Onision he was back in the day. I mean, that's not stupid, that's just, I don't know. But I don't get it either. This is not a rhetorical question. I am actually wondering, does he know how hypocritical he is? I mean, this makes me angry, but this also makes me laugh at the same time. I mean, he called weed smokers criminals. I mean, okay, yeah, it's illegal in a lot of places around the world, but I mean, I think that's a pretty small offense. I've never smoked marijuana, but should people really be going to jail over a plant? Really? And then, with Chris Hansen called him a criminal because there was that whole bounced check issue, but Chris Hansen turned himself in and paid back the money, not a problem. So he says all of that. Meanwhile, he's being investigated by the FBI. The police have been called on him like 19 times in 1 year, some shit. He had to go to court for property damage, and I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah, tax evasion. He has that whole tax evasion thing. Like, does he know? Like, it just blows my mind that one could be so hypocritical. What else? There was that whole Shane Dawson documentary where he basically goes off a list and explains why he thinks that Shane Dawson is a predator when he fills out those checks as well. I'm gonna put that video in the description as well. Um, it just doesn't make sense. And then he says he's the most honest YouTuber. Yeah, no, he's not. Like, he's lied about Sarah. He gave us the textbook definition of grooming when that's literally what he did to Sarah. So, like, the amount of hypocrisy in one individual is very striking. Yeah. How does he still have fans? How does he still have fans? Okay? After everything these people have seen and heard on the internet. After all those Chris Hansen interviews, how are people still supporting him? I don't get it. Now, to be fair, I've heard that he's like pretending to be fans of him by saying stuff on forums. I don't know. But I don't understand how anyone could support this monster. I don't know about you, but if I were gonna let someone watch my kid or for fuck's sake give legal guardianship to someone over my child, I would have background checked them. The fuck? I mean, I would think so, considering the types of pictures that were exchanged between him and a minor, but I have a bit of distrust for the legal system, and you will see why in my next question. Out of all my questions, this one is the most baffling. This makes me so angry and so scared. So, for those who don't know, Onision and Kai have two children, a 5-year-old son and a 2-year-old, maybe they're three now, year old daughter. Okay? Now, you might not have known that because the one thing that these crazy people do right is not showing them on camera, which, cool, you did one thing right. Bronze star. I'm not even giving you a gold star, fuck that. But, seeing some of the videos Onision makes, knowing that all these girls, underage girls that he was grooming and all that, were in his house, knowing that he wanted to shave someone's head and have them wear a sign that says I'm a liar and like trap them in the basement. How have these children not been taken away? Oh my god, the fact that CPS had been called on that house and they said it was a bogus case. I'm not saying like, oh, I bet these children are not being fed. I'm not saying that. but with all the videos Onision makes, how often is he actually taking care of his children? And there was that one video where he used his children's clothes and toys to make an ABDL parody. I mean, those kids are gonna be scarred for life, man. I can't. I. And there was that mukbang video that Kai made where you can hear Onision screaming at his children in the background, allegedly. There's that. Like, I'm so lost in my train of thought. That's how angry I am. Oh! The whole situation with his 2-year-old daughter falling out of a 2-story window and him filming it before taking her to the hospital. I have several questions within that question about his kids not being taken away. Okay. Who leaves their 2-year-old daughter alone in their room, and why wasn't that house child-proofed? Okay? Like, what? And then you say, oh, she likes to climb on things. If your daughter likes to climb on things, it is your job to move everything out of the way. Okay, so I'm 21 years old. I have lived in the same place for my entire life. And weirdly enough, I remember how my parents child-proofed the house. I mean, I've seen it on videos and shit, but there were gates that separated my bedroom from the hallway. They put like foam flooring, to protect us a little bit. I have a sister. What else? There was another gate that separated the kitchen from the hallway. We have a little terrace, and I actually live on a higher floor than a second story, so this would have been extremely scary if something bad were to happen. We have a terrace, and for a lot of years, even up until we were like teenagers, they had plastic all around us so we couldn't climb out. How do these people not think of that? Like, oh my gosh. And then the filming your daughter so that people don't think it was you who did it, that is sus. That is sus. So sus. And these are clearly not people who know how to parent. And the fact that their young children are witnessing all of this, unless those kids get proper therapy or taken out of their house, the son might grow up to think that the way that his dad treats people is okay, and the daughter might think that women being treated this way is okay and normal. And I don't want to say, like, these kids are going to grow up so screwed up, because that's so sad, and I don't want to say bad things about people's kids who did nothing wrong. But, God, once those kids find those videos about Onision, of Onision, oh, they're going to be scarred for life. And I just don't understand how they still have custody of their children. It just, it's so baffling. Okay, thank y'all for listening to that. I'm sorry that I got very ragey. When people's kids are in that much danger, it gets my blood boiling. So those are the questions I have about this whole Onision thing.
Onision sucks. Onision sucks. Onision sucks. Onision sucks. Onision sucks. Onision sucks.